just one of the possible signs of autism in children. Early screening and intervention can make a lifetime of difference and unlock a world of possibilities. Take the first step at autismspeaks.org.
All the news you need for your day and the sports, music, and podcasts you love are all on the free Odyssey app. Download now.
KDKA and KDKA FM HD2 Pittsburgh, W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Medicare Solutions Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
It is 58 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 9 o'clock. I'm Rob Taylor. A man working for Comcast had to be taken to the hospital after he was found unconscious in a bucket truck and was tangled in power lines. This happened Friday night in South Germain Township, Washington County. First responders were able to get him untangled and then rushed him to the hospital. Right now his condition is unknown. An Ohio man is in custody after leading police on a chase that began in Ohio and ended in Pennsylvania. Ohio State Police say 27-year-old Tyler Carhut fled a traffic stop around 4 Friday morning in Jefferson County in Ohio. State Highway Patrol Lieutenant Robert Bodo tells News Radio KDKA.
A pursuit then ensued down State Route 7, at which point the suspect fired 3 rounds out of his vehicle towards the trooper. Nobody was struck. No vehicles were damaged.
The suspect drove into West Virginia and then Pennsylvania. That's when Ohio State troopers stopped their pursuit. But police in McDonaldboro located the vehicle a short time later, just before 5 Friday morning in Findlay Township, and arrested Carhut without incident. Police are investigating an armed robbery on the north side from early Friday morning. It happened around 4:45 a.m. at the 7-Eleven on Western Avenue. Employees told officers a man with a gun walked into the store to the counter, demanded money in a cash register, but when the employees couldn't open the cash register, the man stole items from the store and left through a back door. A Menneson woman has been charged in connection with a stabbing during a fight at the Family Dollar parking lot there on Sunday. 48-year-old Raynell Mays is charged with attempted criminal homicide and other counts. Police say Mays and the victim agreed to meet at the parking lot to talk about some family issues, but then it turned violent, and Mays allegedly stabbed the victim. That woman was taken to the hospital in stable condition. Pittsburgh Promise Scholarship Program is coming to an end. A letter from the nonprofit of families with students attending Pittsburgh Public Schools says it doesn't have the funding to continue past the class of 2028. Shenley graduate James Hill went to Point Park University because of the program, and he shared his reaction with KDKA TV.
I think you'd be hard-pressed to find any scholarship that is eternal or anything like that. So I'm just so happy that so many kids got to benefit from it and that many more through the class of 2028 will get to benefit through it.
More than 11,000 students have received scholarships totaling more than $170 million from the Pittsburgh Promise. Well, 2 weeks ago, it was Moody's. Now another bond rating agency is giving Pennsylvania some good news on its credit rating. More from News Radio KDK's David Ballarado.
Standard & Poor's is now giving the Commonwealth a positive rating and has affirmed its A+ long-term rating for Pennsylvania's general obligation bonds. S&P says the state has improved its financial position, has been building its reserves, and also balancing its budget. The agency is, however, keeping an eye on a number of factors that could affect the bond rating long-term, including the cost of its pension plans and what S&P calls the state's historically thin financial flexibility. David Ballarado, News Radio, KDKA.
KDKA Radio News time is 9:03. Time to call Shenderovich and Fishman. Why pay 40% when you can pay 25%? Call 888-98-TWINS. The AccuWeather forecast is next.
Your local 8 Coons Market grocery stores are just the right size for everything you need.
Coons isn't too big where you get lost searching for items.
And it's not too small. Coons provides thousands of the most popular items in every Coons store.
Coons customer service is just right as well.
With friendly and knowledgeable Coons team members at each store to make sure your shopping experience is just right.
Coons prices will make you feel more than all right. This week you'll find
From the Coons Fresh Produce Department, Eastern Gala apples, 5-pound bag, just $3.99 each. Selected varieties of flavored apple cider, half-gallon jug, only $3.99 each. And this week, selected varieties of Maxwell's coffee, 24 to 36-ounce cans, just $6.99 each.
Coons Markets offers a shopping experience that is just right, and with savings you can see on your Coons Rewards card.
Shop at one of Coons' 8 store locations or shop online at coonsmarket.com for convenient curbside pickup.
Coons Market.
A Pittsburgh tradition.
Is foot pain keeping you from living life to its fullest? Life is too short to be dealing with foot, knee, or back pain. Come into the Good Feet store and learn how the Good Feet Arch Support System can help you get pain-free. Go to goodfeet.com or visit in Cranberry or Robinson.
100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA. Covered by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Company.
Down, set. Panda's put in the work this football season to be your ultimate defense with the Spitzer Shield. She'll catch you great deals and help you score Panda protection with our lifetime nationwide powertrain warranty. Unlimited time, unlimited miles. While Panda increases her speed, you can too with the Spitzer Speed Pass, where you can shop online anytime at Spitzer Toyota Monroeville.
Spitzer, our world revolves around you.
Must complete regular maintenance at the manufacturer's specified intervals and document it. Any breakdowns must be completed at Spitzer location within 40 miles. Warranty effective anywhere in the continental United States of America, Alaska, Hawaii, and Canada. Complimentary maintenance applies to new vehicle purchases. See dealer for complete details.
At a time when you need it most, Diamonds Direct is doing something that seems impossible. They're rolling back finance rates to 0%. You heard it right. Now through October 1st, you can get 0.0 for 5 years. So that $10,000 engagement ring is around $167 a month. Rings, earrings, bands, bracelets, make any purchase, divide the price by 60, and that's your payment. No interest for 5 years. It's the only time this year you can do this. Get details, showroom hours, and more at DiamondsDirect.com. Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion. On approved credit.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Today, with variable cloudiness, there will be a shower around, especially this afternoon, high 70. Tonight and tomorrow, there will be a shower on 1 or 2 occasions, low tonight 57, tomorrow's high 67. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Kara Bavinski, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The following is paid for by MediConnect. Information on the program is intended to solely further the public's general knowledge about the product. Opinions expressed should not be relied upon for any purpose by any member of the audience. News Radio KDKA does not guarantee the accuracy of any of the information aired on the following program.
These are the people, the movers and shakers, the businesses, the people you know in your community who make Pittsburgh work. This is Pittsburgh Works on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
You know, it must be Lance O'Brien because we're getting close to that enrollment period, the annual enrollment. I just woke up today feeling vibrant, alive, refreshed, ready to go to work. Pins and needles, no more, but some tingling, something electric going on in your Pratt Pack right now. And I think because of what we do on this program and knowing, and yes, being 66 and a half and how you helped me with Social Security and how you've educated me, and you are the single most important source when it comes to this in the second oldest community in the country next to Dade County, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and this place we call home, the Tri-State. This is when people just need to understand, no matter how confusing it gets, no matter how frightened they may get, hey, if you're going to be 65 or you are 65 or you simply want to revisit your plan, nothing to fear because MediConnect is here. Good morning.
Good morning. How you doing?
I'm great. I got to tell you, what I have learned on this show has really just given me an opportunity to spread the wealth, to talk to so many people my age who have followed up and made an appointment with you. Many of them, they are a part of your team now, working with these great live advisors that we have standing by until noon. But right now, mailboxes are being inundated. Television commercials will soon be just showing all kinds of familiar faces talking about Medicare. But the bottom line is you have an incredible staff of people, advisors standing by. Obviously, Brian is the guy. And, of course, Sean and Laura, our team on the weekends. Mark, we just want people to know 888-818-6334, 888-818-6334. they're always there to make a difference in your life. And if you set up that appointment, there is never a charge for their services. And if you become a part of their team, they'll work for you throughout the calendar year.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely want to encourage people. You know, we're in that time of year now. I mean, we can start talking about benefits in 8 days, actually, right? So we've had the phone ringing off the hook. If you're listening, if you're a regular listener, if this is your first time, call now. I mean, we got the people ready to go this morning. We want to get you in early. We can start talking benefits. We can start walking you through options. Again, you know, it's funny when you were kind of just starting the first part of the monologue there. And, you know, this show, I think the thing I really appreciate about it is we do a ton of seminars, right? And this information is incredibly complicated. It truly is. Like, if everybody knew all of the tentacles that reach out into this, so we'll do a seminar and we'll get people say, that was amazing, that was so great, but they still have the deer in the headlights look, right? You know, they're just like overwhelmed by information. I think what this show has really allowed us to do to really help the audience hearing things, sometimes the same thing, sometimes different, always kind of positioning it, you know, in a way, but it really helps people understand the topic. And really, that's what we're passionate about, Rob. We really want Medicare to be made simple. We want it to be put in their language. We want them to feel like, you know what, I really know what this means to me, and now I can make this decision with confidence.
Listen, Sean Horn has put together some great notes for us, so let me just roll through some of this. We're going to talk about, as we move through the hour, Medicare advisory firm in Pennsylvania has rated them number one, top-rated MediConnect. We're going to explain why by just giving you the information that you need to know, because there's a lot of misinformation and disinformation out there. Also, we're going to start to invite some insurance carriers on to provide game plans for the 2024 year, and UPMC is going to be joining us here on the Inside Connection. We're really excited about that. Big fan of that brand for sure. And as always, those live advisors right now, up until noon, are standing by. And don't forget, never a fee, no obligation, just great information for your individual needs. 888-818-6334, 888-818-6334. And updated seminar readouts we're going to give you as well, as far as new Medicare information that you need for those of you especially who are going to be new to Medicare in the next 12 months. So we got a lot to get to, but we always begin with a little joy and merriment on the program and a trivia question. So let's get started there right now with Lance O'Brien. Lance.
Yeah, so this day in history, September 23rd, 1969, Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid premiered, starring Paul Newman and Mr. Robert Redford.
Great song by P.J. Thomas, obviously one of my favorite movies of all time.
Yeah, and then John Lennon's Whatever Gets You Through the Night featuring Elton John is released. It was tabbed as Lennon's, and I didn't know this, only #1 single during his solo career.
No kidding.
Yeah, in his solo career, it's the only one that got
You
number
mean
one.
Imagine and all those songs never?
Well, those were collabs, right? Like this is, so.
So as a solo artist, like none of them, but this is the only one. Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Well, and also, he died a very young man, too.
He did, unfortunately, very unfortunately. Bob Marley performed his final concert on this day in 1980, and it was right here in Pittsburgh at the Stanley Theater.
Yep.
Unfortunately, passed away a little over a year later from cancer.
We've talked to Rich Engler about that. They promoted that concert, and Rich was one of the only people who knew how sick he was, but he wanted to perform, and he did do just that.
Yeah, no, for sure. And we just had someone, Ronald Acuna Jr., get to the 40-40 club, right? On this day, 1988, Jose Canseco became the first player ever to steal 40 bases and hit 40 home runs in a single season. It was a major accomplishment at the time.
Oh, huge.
Yeah, so now we have 5. Do you know any of the other ones?
Mm-mm.
No? So, Barry Bonds.
Oh, you're going to say Barry Bonds.
Yeah,
when he was a Pirate, right?
Yes, Barry Bonds when he was a Pirate. Alfonso Soriano.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I don't remember the other one now.
Listen, you're pretty impressive. If you ever get out of this business, I think you can have a place in my business.
There you go. I wish I could remember the other one, but yeah, great accomplishment. The Shawshank Redemption, which I have to say is my personal favorite movie of all time. In my little man cave downstairs at my home, I have a poster on the wall. So,
my friend Andy.
Yeah, my friend Andy.
Oh, great.
My favorite scene of the movie is when they're sitting on the top of the prison after they've done the walls and they're drinking their beers like men, living like kings.
The only thing that I have when I think about that show that goes through my mind, Tim Robbins, how could you have ever gotten divorced from Susan Sarandon?
Yeah, well, sometimes people are dumb. What can you say?
I'll tell you. To this day, I keep saying, what did he do that for? But let's just be honest. Morgan Freeman, truly one of the greatest narrators, actors of any generation. And sadly, like so many others, Robert Redford, Clint Eastwood, they are at that point in their life, and Gene Hackman no longer acting, but big fan of Morgan Freeman.
Yeah, for sure. And I think for our own lives, for this AAP enrollment period, we can take a great line from the movie, get busy living, right?
Absolutely.
Let's get busy living. We'll leave the other part for other people for now. But that movie debuted 30 years ago, hard to believe, 1994. And then the critically acclaimed Modern Family.
Great.
One of the most successful sitcoms ever, debuted in 2009 on this day.
Love it. All right, now, if you're going to be new to Medicare in the next 12 months, whether you're celebrating your 65th birthday or you're over the age of 65 and considering your options, this is where they're going to be. Coming up in just a few short days, September 26, 6 p.m., Beaver Memorial Library, 100 College Avenue in Beaver. October the 5th at 6 p.m., the BC3 Cranberry Campus. It's, of course, Beaver County Memorial Library. Then the BC3 Cranberry Campus on October the 5th, 6 p.m., Executive Drive, Cranberry Township. October the 11th at 6 p.m., Northern Tier Library, that's Dickey Road in Gibsonia. October 17th, Drury Inn and Suites, Ridge Road, Pittsburgh, just a few miles from here in Greentree. And October the 19th, 6 p.m., Sharky's Cafe, 3960 State Route 30, Latrobe. MediConnectInsurance.com, seminars tab to register. These are free events, but you got to register, or you can call those live advisors right now through noon today at 888-818-6334, 888-818-6334. After the break, we're going to discuss our top-rated stature at MediConnect, Medicare Advisory Field, and why it's important to connect with MediConnect this annual enrollment period. We're also welcoming phone calls into the show today, so if you have any questions, 866-391-1020. Let's do the trivia question now as we go to break, and if you think you know the answer for this, 412-922-1020, and you're going to get a fabulous gift card from MediConnect.
There you go. Here's the trivia question for today. If you know the show Modern Family, the family patriarch was famous for playing another legendary TV dad in the 1980s and 90s. Name the woman shoe salesman's character and that he played.
All right.
This is a pretty easy one, I think, today.
It is, but that's okay. Maybe I'll also ask what college team he played football for and what professional team did he try out for.
There you go.
The real-life actor who played this character, the name we're looking for.
There you go.
Got to watch that, don't give it away. All right, 412-922-1020. Please tell them as we go to break, make an appointment before your schedule gets so flooded with people that they're going to maybe miss out or not be able to get the date they want. Never a charge for your services, but they should call today and make the appointment.
Yeah, I mean, we already have 500 appointments scheduled for the first 2 weeks. Yes, we already your facial expression, if I could put that on.
500.
We already have 500 appointments scheduled for the first 2 weeks of October. We have bandwidth for much more. Obviously, we have the call center that people can work directly with the call center. But yeah, you want to get in now. You want to get early. We want to get you the information you need, give you plenty of time to make your decision, and then execute the enrollment for you.
All right, so again, our number here, if you have any questions, 866-391-1020 for Lance. Their number is 888-818-6334. And for the trivia question, that's 412-922-1020. Back with Lance O'Brien, Rob Pratt, MediConnect, Bridging the Healthcare Gap. KDK Radio, the Inside Connection. Good morning.
The source you trust for news and information that matters. News Radio, KDKA.
Oakmont Bakery. Emily, what are those ovens filled with today?
Sugar and spice and everything nice. No, Emily, it's pumpkin and spice and everything nice.
Fall has arrived, and the bakers at Oakmont Bakery have begun incorporating pumpkin and fall spices into many desserts. Decadent pumpkin cheesecakes, pumpkin cookies, cupcakes, and donuts, creamy pumpkin pies. Hey, Angela, your dad knows what to do with pumpkin and spice. What was that about everything nice?
That's what little girls are made of.
Angela and Emily are both in college now. Those sweet voices are a reminder of how quickly time passes. Fall is a time of change, a season drenched in tradition, a perfect time to reflect and embrace transformation. May you experience a season overflowing with hope, peace, and love. Stop in, call, or visit OakmontBakery.com, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. And remember, at Oakmont Bakery, we create delicious memories.
Hi, I'm Joe Potocznik from JP Roofing and Siding. I've been in the business for 42 years and have grown in the business by hard work and customer satisfaction. Trust your next roofing and siding project with JP Roofing and Siding. I'm offering homeowners $500 off of your next roofing and siding project. We also offer a 10-year warranty on all labor. Please call us at 412-829-7711. For a free estimate, that's 412-829-7711. JP Roofing and Siding.
Hi, I'm PJ Vogt, here to tell you about my new podcast, Search Engine. On Search Engine, we tackle the kinds of questions that keep you up at night. Like, why are drug dealers putting fentanyl in everything? Should we be worried that Elon Musk believes that we're living in a simulation? And, for the love of God, is it actually unsafe to drink the coffee on airplanes? On Search Engine, no question is too big and no question is too small. Listen and follow Search Engine with PJ Vogt and Odyssey Podcast. Available now on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
The real estate market has cooled off, but that doesn't mean you can't get fair market value for your house. Brian Shalaba here with the Home Buyers of Pittsburgh, and we've been helping people sell their homes without stress or hassles for over a decade. Visit homebuyersoftpittsburgh.com or call 412-500-9057 for a cash offer today.
Did you know that now you can listen to all your favorite stations, including this one, shows, and even podcasts, all on the Odyssey app? Download it now.
These are the people that make Pittsburgh work. This is Pittsburgh Works on 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
All right, and yes, we have a winner, Lance O'Brien. Question first, then the winner.
So the question was, if you know the show Modern Family, the family patriarch on that show was also famous for playing another family patriarch in the 80s and 90s. And the character he played was Al Bundy.
Al Bundy.
Congratulations to Sherry and Harrison City for being today's winner.
And you know, by the way, he played football at Youngstown State and had a tryout with the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Did he really?
You knew that.
I actually didn't know that.
He grew up in Poland, Ohio.
Okay.
He did. So just for those of you wondering, he
did it right for himself, huh?
Yeah. He's a pretty good actor for sure. All right, now we have a lot to get to, so we're going to dive right into it and get right back to this guy. But look, there's a reason, Lance, you guys got the top rating. I mean, when people think about Medicare, they think about MediConnect.
Yeah, I mean, and we're going to talk about that a lot in the next segment. But you know, we understand how crazy this time of year can be for people, right? Because they basically really have a limited time frame, you know, to make a very important decision, and they're just getting inundated. I mean, it's already starting. They're going to be the mail. I know this from the marketing side, Rob. Mail started going out to people about the annual enrollment period back in early September. So like their mailboxes are already get inundated. They're targeted online for their marketing, phone calls. There's over 70 plans to consider. You know, we have some people that make spreadsheets and whatever, and they still call us after they've made their spreadsheets, and they're like, you know, I really need help kind of deciphering, making sure, just want to confirm after talking with you guys that this is the best decision. You know, so we're happy for you to do some heavy lifting if you want and then have us sign off on it, but we're also more than willing to do the heavy lifting for them, right? Like, because we just know how difficult it is going to be. But here's my issue is the marketing, Rob. Think about marketing. Basically, anything that's advertised on TV, what are they telling you? They're telling you all the good stuff, right? You know, even when they're advertising medications, right? It's, you know, it helps you with this, and this. And then in the very bottom of the screen in print that's so small you can't even read it, it lists all the side effects. And they might actually tell you the side effects. And my point is what is the point of advertising? The point of advertising is to get people's attention, right? You know, and get them interested. But advertising doesn't tell the whole story, right? Advertising is to collect information and data and then use that data. And that's what happens a lot around this time of year. You know, Facebook these days, other avenues tracks what people search. It tracks what they even say. I mean, it's kind of scary might be a little bit too hard of a word, but it's amazing. I was talking with one of my family members about something a few weeks ago, and lo and behold, like 3 minutes later, they went onto Facebook and an ad for that popped up. Have you ever seen that?
Listen, it happens all the time. Somebody actually is trying to tell me that our phones have microphones in them that they actually pick up this stuff for algorithms. And I'm like, look, I hear enough voices as it is. Don't give me anything else to worry about. But I'm telling you, there's so much of this information. I was just talking to a guy in the mortgage industry, and he said to me the other day, he said, now listen, this is what you're going to be getting here. Because what happens, somehow this data, this information gets out there, and then they start selling it to other people. So you're going to get 1,000 things from mortgage companies. You're going to get 1,000 things from insurance companies. And I'm sure in the Medicare industry, which is a multi-billion-dollar industry, it's going to the same thing. So that's why people need to say, get rid of the white noise, all that background stuff, that natural sound, put it aside, get rid of it, shred that stuff, and go make an appointment with MediConnect where you're not going to get charged. And you know what the facts are.
Yeah, and I think it's big that we're local, right? We know the area, we know the town, we know the health systems. A lot of these marketing companies that are advertising on TV, that they're getting mail from, all of that type of stuff. If they search digitally, right? Basically, that's going somewhere national, Rob. Right, and if it's going national, then it's a national telemarket, and they're gonna call them, and it's all the national companies that work with those people, right? So basically, do we have all national companies here locally? Well, they're not going to hear from UPMC. They're not going to hear about Highmark. They're not going to hear about the two big insurers in our area, right? So it's incredibly important to make sure that as you're approaching this season, and if you're looking for help, how do you want to get your help, right? How do you want to get your assistance? How do you want to be able to walk through this, right? So MediConnect provides an independent and unbiased viewpoint of all of the offerings in the market to best cover needs year in, year out at no cost ever. It's like going to your favorite mechanic, right, Rob? Providing him with your vehicle, the problems that need addressed, and leaving, and an hour later your car is fixed. Everything's the way that you want it, right? I know what would happen if I started tinkering under the hood of my own car, right? I would need to be calling AAA. So, and that's what happens when people try to do this on their own from a Medicare standpoint, right? They're going to miss something just because of the pure amount of information that's out there.
Yeah, and there is so much information out there. And if you start trying to figure it out, you're going to make yourself even more frustrated. My opinion, I see something like that, I don't even make eye contact with it.
Yeah, and that's why, again, for me, we're doing a little bit of a commercial for who we are, and we don't really do that hardly ever anymore, right? I mean, we did that when we were first introducing the brand, but we've made change along the way, and there's some things that I think are really important for the listening audience. Number one, Rob, all of our agents are salaried. Why does that matter? Right? Because everybody else in this industry is based off of commission. Well, what happens when you have a commission person sitting across the table from you, right?
Trying to slam it shut.
They're chasing a sale. They're chasing a close, right? Well, for us, we didn't want that as a part of how we were doing business. We wanted our agents to be able to sit down and offer great information, right? So that's the way we've now structured our company, and that's an internal change we've gone through over the last couple of years, and it's been great for the individuals that we work with. They're all licensed with all of the carriers that are available in the area, so they're not devoid of offering options when they're walking through it. Because they're salaried, they're working 40, 50 hours a week, which most people sometimes in this industry, they don't do, Rob. They're seeing so many people. They're up to date on all the newest and latest. So there's just a lot of value in connecting with MediConnect.
All right, we have a lot still to cover in this second segment, but we're out of time, so we're going to carry some of this over. We've got much more pertinent information, but what you need to do, you need to call right now and set up that appointment. 888-818-6334. Annual enrollment period, days away. You're going to be 65. You are 65. You want to take a look at your current coverage. It's a free toll-free call, and you'll get a live advisor now. And that appointment, remember, there is never a charge for their services. That's your single best source when it comes to Medicare news and notes and coverage. MediConnect, bridging the healthcare gap. 888-818-6334.
100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA. Covered by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 platinum preferred roofing company.
Fall into savings at Bowser Subaru. Right now, Bowser Subaru has 8 2023 Subaru Solterra EVs in stock and ready to drive home. Lease a 2023 Solterra EV Premium, VIN number PA006281 for $299 a month for 36 months with $22.99 due at signing, or get 0.9% for 48 months. Plus, at Bowser Subaru, we put you in the driver's seat with a Bowser Subaru Express Store. Choose your new Subaru, value your trade, and so much more 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. MSRP $46,220, 36 months, 10,000 miles per year. No security deposit required. Includes $7,500 Subaru EV tax credit. Must qualify. With credit approval and financing through SMFL. See Bowser Subaru for complete details. Offer ends September 30th. BowserSubaru.com. Bowser Subaru, Route 51 South on top of the hill.
See all your favorite artists at the Roxy and Theater, Pittsburgh's best new music venue. On stage this month, Movements, Friday, September 22nd. Fit for a King and Devil Wears Prada, September 26th. Andy Frasco in the UN, Saturday, September 30th. For tickets and more info, go to RoxyandTheater.com. That's RoxyandTheater.com. See you at the show, Pittsburgh.
Go between the hash marks and get your football fix every Thursday evening at 6 with the Bowser Chevrolet Quest for the Best high school football show live from Shooters Golf in Wexford. Dan Zangrilli and the Dean of High School Sports, Mike White, break it all down. It's brought to you by Allegheny Health Network Sports Medicine, Palmer Stores, Beatty Tech, and First National Bank. Only on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA. From the Aetna Medicare Solutions Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
It is 58 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 9:30. I'm Rob Taylor. In South Strabane Township, Washington County, a man working for Comcast had to be taken to the hospital after he was found unconscious in a bucket truck and was tangled in power lines. This happened on Friday night, and first responders were able to get him untangled and then rushed him to the hospital. Right now, his condition is unknown. A warrant is out for a Pittsburgh woman who allegedly tied her dog up inside an apartment and then let the animal starve to death. Police say 22-year-old Talazia Johnson had tied the dog to a door handle inside the Bedford Avenue apartment in the Hill District. The animal's decomposed body was found inside the apartment in July. Johnson is facing 9 criminal charges. KDK Radio News time is 9:31. We've got 58 degrees. Next update at 10 on the Voice of Pittsburgh, News Radio KDKA.
Return to the magic and mystique of the Renaissance. The Pittsburgh Renaissance Festival, just southeast of Pittsburgh, is back. 6 magical weekends through October 1st, filled with royalty, pageantry, jugglers, and musicians. Comedy, games, fine arts, and crafts. It's entertainment. It's fantasy. It's an adventure to the past. Eat, drink, and be merry. The Pittsburgh Renaissance Festival. Discount tickets available at PittsburghRenFest.com.
You've heard the success that me and some of the other guys here at Odyssey and others have shared with Awaken 180. But you may be thinking, are these results real? They are. Whether you're a radio host, lawyer, or retiree, Awaken 180 will work for you. Here's Nikki, a KDK listener, whose journey we'll follow on his countdown to success, dropping 80 pounds with Awaken 180. Nikki, how did week 1 go?
I want to be there to coach my son now at 7 and later at 17. So that was driver number 1. Driver number 2, I'd taken part in a weight loss program previously, but the results were a little slow for me. And the final thing was a colleague of mine, Tommy O, I call him. He's been in the program for several months. He's done fantastic. I've literally watched him transform over the course of the last several months, and it's the quick results that I'm looking for.
For the same results, do what we did and reserve your Awaken 180 consultation today at awaken180weightloss.com.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Today with variable cloudiness, expect a shower, especially this afternoon. High 70, rather cloudy tonight and tomorrow with a shower on 1 or 2 occasions. Low tonight, 57. Tomorrow's high, 67. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Carl Bavinski, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The following is paid for by MediConnect.
These are the people that make Pittsburgh work. This is Pittsburgh Works on 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
All right, we are back. Lance O'Brien, Rob Pratt, the Inside Connection, MediConnect Annual Enrollment Days away. Let me tell you about these seminars. Then we're going to get into some stuff that we wanted to finish in the second segment. Then we'll roll into our third segment. But very important when it comes to their seminars. And he's going to tell you where they are. And then I'll tell you simply, MediConnectInsurance.com. Click on the seminars tab or call right now those live advisors. These are free, but you need to register. 888-818-6334, 888-818-6334. Lance.
Yeah, so still in high demand, and over the next couple months, we're going to be talking a lot about people already on Medicare, reviewing their coverage, but we're still doing all of this new to Medicare education at the same time. So September 26th, we're going to be at the Beaver Memorial Library on College Avenue in Beaver. The 5th of October, I'll actually be at this event. We're doing it in conjunction with Tim Seckler up there in Cranberry at the at the Cranberry Campus 250 Executive Drive.
He's the elder law attorney.
He is the elder law attorney, yes, for sure. On October 11th, we're going to be at the Northern Tier Library on 4015 Dickey Road in Gibsonia. So lots coming up again on the 17th of October, Drury Inn and Suites, as you said, right down the road here in Greentree at 101 Ridge Road. And then on the 19th, Sharky's Cafe. That sounds like a fun one. On 3960 State Route 30. Again, who are these for? These are for people that are new to Medicare in the next 12 months. They're looking to find out how to build a timeline, what budget they might need to be thinking about, how Part A and B works, enrollment periods, prescription drugs. I mean, these are in high demand, so...
Also, our good friend, State Rep Jessica Benham. If you're on Medicare and live in the South Hills, especially along the Brownsville Road corridor, we are partnering with State Representative Jessica Benham, who's been on this show many times, very talented and very aware of what's going on in her district and always willing to step up and help, hosting a Medicare checkup in the Mount Oliver and Brentwood Volunteer Fire Departments on October the 12th, free to attend, light refreshments offered. You can call for more information at 888-818-6334, 888-818-6334. And remember, call that number to reserve your space at these free seminars. That's 888-818-6334, or go to MediConnectInsurance.com and click on that seminars tab.
Yeah, and let me just reiterate with the Jess Benham events, you know, they'll be able to come in that day and get their checkup right there with one of the advisors. So it's going to be a great opportunity for people.
Sounds good.
So, yeah, I mean, at the end of the last segment, we talked about what really sets us apart. You know, we're not we have salespeople, Rob, but they're not commissioned salespeople, right? We're not.
Difference.
It's a huge difference. We're educating people. We're wanting to build relationships with them. We're wanting to give them a great experience around their Medicare coverage from the very first day they start thinking about it to year over year as their health changes, their prescriptions change, Medicare changes. Going to be some big changes to Medicare in 2025 that we're going to want to really get everyone. So that's a huge thing. We're contracted, licensed, certified with all the major carriers. Something else that's really big is we now work with a state-of-the-art comparison tool that enables us to put plans side by side. Again, we've said it many times, over 70 plans to choose from. We're able to input prescriptions, physicians, all the things that matter, travel habits, budget desires, frequencies that people might actually go and use certain services, and we're able to narrow down that to give them 2 or 3 options to really look at and make a great decision for them. Listen, I wish I could say it this week, but I can't. There's so many things that are going to be changed this year. One of them I find to be incredibly exciting for the first time is going to be available, right? Like, so it's like I'm like a dog chained here this morning outside, can't run free or whatever, but so much that they're really going to want to know about, and no better place and find it, honestly, than MediConnect. We are the top-rated Medicare advisory firm in the state of Pennsylvania, and it's because we value the people that we're working with.
And let's just be honest, a lot of hard work on your part, and your staff has gone into this.
It has. And, you know, again, I think the structure of the way we do it is, you know, we're not a bunch of individuals running out, working out of the trunk of our car, just running around doing whatever. I mean, we have systems and structures to support. And again, not everything's always going to go perfect, right? Like, not every agency I've worked with in life, everything's been 100% perfect. But I always remember something my dad told me when I was a kid. It doesn't matter what happens to you in life. It matters what you do when it happens, right? It's always the reaction and in the attitude. And, everything in life is not going to be perfect, but it's what we do after that fact that is so important. And for us as a company, again, the client experience is so important.
That's what it's all about. Go right ahead.
For sure. Yeah, so what we want to do is, just want to talk about, so how can we help people during this enrollment period? Mentioned earlier, we got the 500 appointments already on the books. If people want to come directly to our office, they can walk into our office anytime from 9 to 5. We'll have an advisor there that can help them, work with them during the upcoming enrollment period. We've been getting a lot more walk-ins. Something new we're going to be doing this year, Rob, during the Saturday mornings and on Saturdays, if people want to be able to come to the office, not just having live advisors available to answer the phone, we're going to have live advisors in office also they'll be able to go in and actually sit down and talk during the mornings of Saturday. So that'll be great. We have the regional call center, the only licensed and certified call center in the region, where if people want to handle this over the phone with local people, I think that's huge, because if they call one of those numbers on the TV, they're going to go to some national call center somewhere who doesn't know anything about the city that we live in. This is local advisors that are going to be able to walk them through every aspect of it. We see a lot more people, Rob, since COVID, doing business this way. We help a lot of people through the call center, so that'll be available. Obviously, we're still going to a ton of people's homes. I would say overall, but we're still about 60% of our appointments are in people's homes at this point in time, or we can meet them at a location close to where they live, a Panera Bread. We do a lot of that. But listen, we want them to get this service. We want them to get this information. We have so many avenues and vehicles for them to actually access it.
All right, again, let's talk these seminars. Tell the folks where you're going to be, and I'm going to tell you again, 888-818-6334 or MediConnectInsurance.com. Click on the seminars tab. Lance.
Yeah, so September 26th, we're going to be at the Beaver Memorial Library on College Avenue in Beaver. October 5th, Cranberry BC3, Cranberry Campus on Executive Drive in Cranberry Township. The 11th, we're going to be at the Northern Tier Library on Dickey Road in Gibsonia, as well as Drury Inn and Suites on Pittsburgh Road on October 17th. And then on the 19th, we're going to be at Sharky's Cafe. Again, a lot of other seminar dates. If they just go to MediConnectInsurance.com, click on the seminars tab, they'll be able to find them. All the seminars are at 6 o'clock. They last right around an hour. It's a lot of information in a short period of time. There's an opportunity to ask questions. If you have personal questions, again, almost everybody who comes to that ends up sitting down with one of our advisors one-on-one to really get into the nooks and crannies of their situation.
Two things before we go to break. Google reviews, I'm a big fan of what they do. I actually fill them out all the time. Did it for an automobile dealership yesterday, did it for a mortgage company. I think this goes a long way in educating people, and you guys have had real star power there. It's, once again, proves of what they do. And also, there is more avenues to find out what they do. We stream this show live on their Facebook page. They have a YouTube channel, obviously KDK Television, that show as well. So I'm going to let them tell you about that and their great podcast. So handle those two things, and then we'll go to break.
Yeah, I mean, when we say top rated, I mean, it's not us saying that. It's what was been, said about us, and we're so appreciative of that, the feedback that we get. But just a little bit of feedback from some of our clients. My husband and I are currently shouting from the rooftop praises over this wonderful company. Barbara and Dawn were absolutely fabulous and alleviated all of the stress and confusion that we were suddenly faced with during an unexpected layoff. This was a recent case, I know, because I heard about this in the office. We have never navigated the marketplace and found ourselves with the clock ticking in a huge tangled web of confusion. Thanks to this wonderful company, we're no longer faced with the extreme cost of COBRA for our family during this uncertain time and have a wonderful health plan at literally a fraction of the cost. Another one, my husband and I worked with Corey Murphy. Corey's one of our longest tenured, great advisor for us. And he was so very helpful and informative. He was very patient, took lots of time to answer any questions we had. He was so easy to contact and was very quick to respond, took his time and made himself available to meet with us on several occasions. We feel very confident in the decisions we have made and have navigated, and we needed to know as part of the Medicare process. I highly recommend working with MediConnect, especially with Corey. Great job.
You got to love that.
I do. And you know what? If people go and look at our Google reviews, I think one of the things I'm most proud about is it's not one name. If they actually take the time, there's 250 of them to read, right? You know, they're going to see advisor after advisor after advisor, and we really train our people to care about the people they're working with.
Absolutely. Okay, tell them about the other avenues they can find out about you guys.
Yeah, so again, if you want to get content, Medicare in the Minute, things like that, you can go to our YouTube channel. There's tons of information there on Medicare. Obviously, you can go to Facebook. We have the radio show streaming there, tons of live updates. Our website, MediConnectInsurance.com. There's old shows that they can find there. If they want to speak with an advisor, 888-818-6334. They're going to be able to talk to someone right now. If they have questions, I can say one of the things I can say is there's going to be some significant changes when it comes to prescriptions this year. Can't really say much more than that at this point in time, but we definitely see some changes coming in the prescription arena. So definitely want to be calling and getting some information.
Oh, as we go to break, and we can pick up on this on the other side, but this has piqued my curiosity. A lot of stuff in the mail, which we've talked about. But what about this 2024 booklet? What's that all about?
Yeah, so every year Medicare sends out a booklet, Medicare and You, and it's kind of an overview. And one of the problems with the book is it's written by lawyers, right? So I don't know if you've tried to read a contract recently, Rob.
I've read this booklet.
Yeah.
So tried to read this booklet.
Yeah. It's very overwhelming. It's confusing. It's long, right? And then I think one of the big flaws of it, it only contains Medicare Advantage plans. If you open it up, there's all these graphs of all these things, and it only is giving you a snapshot. It's really giving you maybe 20% of what a plan is.
Right.
People don't want to pick their plan that way, right? And they might need a Medigap, right? We talk a lot about Medicare Advantage because it's very popular in the area that we live in. But Medigap is very appropriate still for many people.
I will tell you this, the Social Security booklet that I got, very enjoyable and easy to read.
Yes.
So, I mean, it's good, bad, but the bottom line is you've got them at MediConnect ready to take your phone call. Do it now. Set up that appointment. Get booked as soon as you possibly can. 888-818-6334. The one thing that we don't do enough of, and I think it's because we're always thinking about that new customer or that new first person, but this is also for anyone on Medicare because this is a chance to really save money, get maybe even better coverage, and get some answers and put some money in your pocket that you didn't know existed, especially if you're on a fixed income.
Very, very true. I mean, again, I would say over half the people we work with are currently already on Medicare, but they weren't on the right plan, right? So you're right. We talk about new to Medicare because there's such a great demand. 10,000 people, almost 11,000 a day now turning 65. But we help so many people already on Medicare.
We're going to come right back in a moment. 888-818-6334, MediConnectInsurance.com.
There's so much going on in the world.
Say the word and unlock the world.
I love listening on Alexa. It's on every smart speaker I have. Some rooms have more than one because my husband's obsessed with technology.
Tell your smart speaker to play News Radio, KDKA.
I'm Scott Brewer at Brewer Airport Toyota. I'm excited to tell you that we have more available new Toyota cars and trucks for the month of September than we have had all year. Our supply crunch is over. Come in and get a Tacoma, 4Runner, Tundra, RAV4, Camry, or Corolla. We even have availability of the all-new Toyota Grand Highlander. To help you make a decision, we have rates as low as 3.99% and up to $750 in finance cash. We're paying top dollar for trades, and we are ready to assist you. Let the Brewer team help you get the newer used Toyota of your dreams. Visit us in person or online at BrewerAirportToyota.com.
Here's what I love about Bathurst. I love this company. Coming to our house, they're going to take a look at our bathroom because we want this done. First of all, everything is custom. Everything is personal. Every single employee works for the company, and their work is magnificent. And look, folks, if you do this deal right now, $1,500 off in low to no monthly payments right now. 855-592-BATH. Call 855-592-BATH or go to bathourus.com. Magnificent company.
So, ticks are in season, and many carry diseases. They can be in fields and fairways, at picnics and parks, backyards and baseball fields. If you're spending time outdoors, always protect, check, and remove if you find one. For more information on how to keep you, your family, and your pets safe, visit health.pa.gov/ticks.
Paid for with Pennsylvania taxpayer dollars.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
These are the people that make Pittsburgh work. This is Pittsburgh Works on 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
All right, Lance, let's hit these seminars again because these are so very important. Go ahead, please.
Rob, you've been very entertaining during the breaks today. You got me laughing this morning. I love it.
Good.
Great show. Love being here. September 26th, we're going to be at the Beaver Memorial Library, College Avenue in Beaver. On the 5th, we're going to be at BC3 Cranberry Campus on Executive Drive, Cranberry Township. The 11th of October, Northern Tier Library on Dickey Road, Gibsonia. The 26th, we're going to be at Beaver Memorial Library, College Avenue. Looks like we have a repeat here. We're also going to be at Drury Inn and Suites on 101 Ridge Road, Pittsburgh on the 17th of October. And then the 19th, we're going to be at Sharky's Cafe on 3960 State Route 30 in Latrobe.
All right, final segment. All yours. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I think the best way to end this show is next week. It's the 30th, so it's one day before we can actually start talking about benefits, which on the 7th we're going to really start hitting it hard. But it's very important for us to have the carriers come on this time of year, the people that we have close relationships with. And, so we're going to have UPMC on next week. Excited to have them share the vision and their impact in the city, their concierge service, the things that separate them and make them a brand that people want to consider. We have Highmark coming on in the month of October, as well as Aetna. We have Humana and Cigna. We're going to have a ton of great guests coming to join us. There's a lot of information. I mean, these shows coming up are going to be packed with detail about what's happening in the industry. And again, for us, why we're bringing all the carriers on is because we believe that they're better at telling their story, Rob, sometimes than we are. They work in their companies day in and day out, and we really want them to be able to position themselves on this platform. For people to really know what all their options are. And then, again, for us, make the appointment, review. I'll harken back to some things that we've said over the years that I still think are so true. If you're spending more than $50 a month for your Advantage plan, you're spending too much money. The value is not there. I dare say, Rob, I can with a good conscience say you're wasting money if you have an Advantage plan and you're spending more money than that. If you have a Medigap and you have a Plan F or a Plan C and you're still in good health and you haven't reviewed, you probably really want to. If your Medigap plan is $250 a month or more, because these Medigap plans go up in premium every year, Rob, if you're paying that much for your Medigap plan, you want to make sure that you review your coverage. We can look at potential other options still in the Medigap world, right, where you can get the exact same coverage for less monthly premium. You want to make sure that you're getting all the ancillary benefits that are available to you, some of the stuff that's going to be available. Some of it's available now, so I can mention it, but we've got payment cards that help with copays on your plan. There's flex cards that you can use for other items like dental, vision, and hearing. These are all stuff that are available that may see changes coming up in the new year that we'll talk about in a couple weeks. But if you need transportation, if you need to get help with your vitamins and other things, if you haven't reviewed your coverage in the last 12 to 24 months, you just have to do it. To me, it's not if I get around to it thing. I really don't believe that. There's so much value and change in the industry. It has to be done.
It has to be done.
It has to be done.
All right. Now, let's stress about the seminars again and why, especially for those first-time people, this is such a golden opportunity. And you're everywhere. But in the next few weeks, you should definitely try to make an appointment. And again, registration is required, but these are free. So 888-818-6334, MediConnectInsurance.com. Just talk about the significance.
Sure. Rob, I did 2 webinars this week during the week for financial advisors. There was about 45, maybe 50 advisors on the 2 webinars, and the webinar was on enrollment periods. Basically, when people can make decisions. And these advisors, they're like, we need your help, right? Because the thing of it is there's not one rule. everybody doesn't get onto Medicare the same way. Some people are auto-enrolled. Some people have to do a 2-step process. Some people do a 1-step process. Some people can do it over the phone. Some people do it through mail. Some people do it over the computer, right? There are different rules around when you get onto Medicare. The size of your company matters. The type of health insurance that you have can impact whether you should sign up for Medicare at all. Like, there's not one rule. There's some overarching rules, and then there's a ton of tentacles, right? And if you don't work with an expert, I'm almost convinced you're going to make a mistake. You're going to miss something along the way. And that's what these seminars do, Rob, is they help people start the journey on the right foot, get on the right path, the road less traveled by, or the road they should be traveling on, if you will, right? And it helps them to understand, okay, I really should be, even though I might continue working, I need to review my group coverage to see if that's better for me or not. I need to understand if I have an HSA that maybe I shouldn't enroll in Medicare at all. If I have a high deductible plan, I might be able to get better coverage on Medicare. If my spouse is the one that's not working and getting the benefits from me, she might be costing, or he might be costing, more money than it would be for Medicare. There's so many scenarios, Rob. That's why the seminars are so important. We really go over a great overview, and then we get into the personal details that help them know what they need to do.
All right, so September 26th, 6 p.m., Beaver Memorial Library. That's 100 College Avenue in Beaver. October the 5th, 6 p.m., BC3 Cranberry Campus Executive Drive in Cranberry. October the 11th, 6 p.m., Northern Tier Library, Dickey Road, Gibsonia. October 17th at 6 p.m., Drury Inn Suites, Ridge Road, Pittsburgh. October the 19th, 6 p.m., Sharky's Cafe, State Route 30 in Latrobe. MediConnectInsurance.com. Click on the seminars tab to register. These are free, but you have to register, or you can call the live advisors that are standing by through noon today, 888-818-6334. And if you want to make an appointment today as well, remember, no charge for the services. You can do that as well, 888-818-6334. So, about a minute left, and it's all yours, but this really is crunch time, go time, the annual enrollment literally in front of us, days away.
Yeah, so what we see historically is you've got some people that will call early, get it taken care of. I highly recommend that, because what generally happens is if you don't get in early, you don't review, you don't do what you need to do, the holidays creep up on you before you know it, and then you're into Thanksgiving, you're into Christmas, you're into bad weather, all of that stuff, and then they're last minute, and then some people are just like, well, I'll just stick with what I have. And that can be a mistake.
You deserve better.
You deserve better for yourself, right? So biggest thing I can say is call today, make an appointment today, don't delay. We're available. We have the bandwidth. We can do it over the phone. We can do it in person. You can come to our office. Whatever you need, we're going to help them navigate this time frame.
Yeah, don't miss out this opportunity. It truly is one of the best opportunities you'll ever get. And those Google reviews are just one of the many ways you can find out. A lot of people will agree with what I say every week on this show. You will not go wrong making that appointment to get that Medicare coverage fixed and even better, or start off on the right track from the very beginning. If you're going to be 65 this annual enrollment period, or you recently turned 65, or simply put, if you just want to take a closer look at your coverage, 888-818-6334. They're there till noon today. I would call right now, set up an appointment. There is never a charge for their services. UPMC next week. People like Highmark and others are going to be here every step of the way through the annual enrollment to give you all the information that you need, because of the great partnership with that single source when it comes to your Medicare healthcare coverage. MediConnect, bridging the healthcare gap. 888-818-6334, 888-818-6334. Lance, great job. Thank you.
Thank you. Great to see you.
The preceding was paid for by MediConnect. Information on the program is intended to solely further the public's general knowledge about the product. Opinions expressed should not be relied upon for any purpose by any member of the audience. News Radio KDKA does not guarantee the accuracy of any of the information heard on the preceding program.
The Big K Morning Show with Larry and Marty. Breaking news and making a difference.
This rips my heart out.
The owner of the Carson City Saloon, they're calling it quits.
Tell our listeners where your revenue stands, how far it's down, sir.
I'm down 90%. We've had countless meetings and nothing ever gets done.
The Big K Morning Show with Larry and Marty. Weekday mornings 5:30 till 10 on 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
The Village at St. Barnabas, the perfect place for mom.
Attention taxpayers. If you or your business owe the IRS back taxes or have years of unfiled tax returns, the IRS has green-lighted billions of dollars in tax relief to those facing financial hardship through its tax relief initiatives. If you have a delinquent tax problem and possibly facing wage garnishment, liens, levies, audits, or already in a payment plan, you may now qualify for significant relief. Qualifying and enrolling in this program could stop all collections, settle your tax problem, and may even reduce what you owe by up to 99%. Call the hotline at Tax Help USA to see if you qualify and receive your free tax assessment by dialing 800-210-1005. If you or your business owe back taxes to the IRS or state, you can now get the help that you need during these hard economic times. Get your free tax assessment to see what you qualify for by dialing 800-210-1005. 800-210-1005. That's 800-210-1005.
This is Greg Trzynski of the Original Mattress Factory. A customer recently shared their story on how a competitor's sales associate talked about our mattresses. The associate said, "I know OMF mattresses last longer, but who wants to sleep on a dinosaur?" He proceeded to talk about new technology, but the customer was already sold. High tech may sound great, but Original Mattress Factory beds are so good, even the competition is telling their customers that our mattresses are superior in quality and durability. As for being a dinosaur, if that means building a great product that withstands the test of time versus selling gimmicks that don't, then we are all in. We have nothing against technology and are happy to incorporate it into our products, but it has to provide function and have value. Our factory direct business model saves you money in the short term, while our commitment to high-quality products that are built to last saves you money in the long term. Great quality at a lower price never goes out of style. Stop by one of our stores today and experience the Original Mattress Factory difference for yourself.
100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA. Covered by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Company.
All the news you need for your day and the sports, music, and podcasts you love are all on the free Odyssey app. Download now.
KDKA and KDKA FM HD2 Pittsburgh.